Good evening, everyone. This is Bianca Rodriguez Pagano.
And this is Claire Cahill.
Tonight is Friday, February 7th. The time is now 7:09 p.m. Welcome to the 15th show of Phillipian Live. Coming to you live from the studio. This week on the show,
we got you covered with laptop stickers. Students and faculty alike express their identity through decorating their computers. We searched around campus to learn more about what stickers people use and why.
Next up, we're talking about teachers who run businesses on campus. Specifically, Mr. Shrub's protein powder. Stick around to hear about how he manages his company while teaching.
And we're talking about the Lunar New Year. Andover Chinese Student Association hosted an interscholastic celebration for the New Year Festival. This week, students celebrated the holiday with a ton of activities, indulging in traditional dishes and performing a talent show.
And finally, we're super excited to announce that we'll be hosting old members of CXL-II live on the show. Stay tuned to listen to Memories of the Newsroom. Now, you've probably seen these around campus and probably even thought about putting some on your computer. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, we're talking about laptop stickers. We talked to faculty and students to learn more about the meanings behind personal computer sticker collections. Here is the digital live editor, Steph Young, with a story.
Thanks. As you just saw, many members of the Andover community take pride in organizing and planning their stickers. First up, instructor in history and social sciences and director of outdoor pursuits, Dr. Donald Slater reflects his hobbies and passions through his laptop stickers.
My computer, I had a lot of stickers I want to put on here. I couldn't even put everything that I wanted to, but there's certainly some themes here. For me, it talks a lot about my love for the outdoors, love for travel. So I have some stickers here from different places in New England, like the White Mountains, but also stickers that reflect some of the wider travels that I've done out west, up into the Arctic to see northern lights. I also have a lot of stickers on here that reflect some of the music that I like. So I'm really big into 60s and 70s classic rock. So I have The Doors and the Beatles and Jimi Hendrix. A lot of times I'll choose things that are really meaningful to me that can kind of invoke bring back some memories that just really make me happy anytime I look at them.
Others use their stickers to indicate part of their identity, such as Chi Ivokwe, class of 21, who bought stickers that she felt reflected her queer identity and political views.
I went on Redbubble and I just had a kind of color theme in mind. I had ideas that I wanted to of stickers or messages I guess that I wanted on my laptop case. So I just looked up those things and found stuff that matched my color scheme. When I started collecting these stickers, I was going through a rainbow color phase, kind of just I first came out and I was let me express myself through this. And then I have some other stuff, some political messages stop pretending racism is patriotism, which I think is really important. And then I have just some random things I like lemons and I play piano. I don't know, it's just kind of like a personality symbol board kind of thing. I want people to be able to tell the type of person I am just from these stickers, which I think you can pretty well. You just get a little glimpse of who I am.
Other people like to be a little bit more spontaneous with their collections. For some, an organic composition allows them to keep adding new stickers. Next up, David Wong, class of 20, explains what his collection means to him.
I have a lot of different interests, as you can see. I also have a lot of relationships that mean a lot to me. And as you can see from the stickers, I don't really care about much about organization, stuff like that. I'm a pretty messy guy. This Dr. Seuss one, I got this sticker because it was my cousin's graduation. She graduated from UConn this year. We gave her the book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, as a little motivation thing, a little motivation book for after college. And she gave me one of the stickers that the book had.
Some students receive stickers from their family and friends. Almost all of Beckett McKee, class of 22's, laptop stickers were given to him by his younger 10-year-old sister.
So these are not my stickers or my sister's. I made the mistake of leaving my computer at home one day, and she, I think, bought a bunch of stickers on Amazon, and she just put them all over my computer. So that's the story of most of them. I've added a couple. All the Andover stickers are obviously mine. Some of the Supreme stickers are mine, just from I get them from a lot of my friends. But most of these are hers. So I liked it because I was going to do something like it, probably not this many stickers. But I liked it. I had no problem with it. I feel like people talk about it a lot, so it's an interesting conversation starter.
Beckett is not alone in hoping his sticker collection serves as a conversation starter. Dr. Slater also believes in their power to start conversations between strangers.
It's funny the way that these stickers have become so popular on computers over the years. In a lot of ways, I think it's kind of like a billboard for people's individuality. So it's a way just to maybe signal to other people around you what your interests are. They could be conversation pieces. Somebody might see a sticker on somebody's computer and then realize that they have something in common with that person without even having a conversation with them.
If you're interested in seeing more features on the laptop stickers of campus, visit the art section of the Phillipian online at phillipian.net/arts. Steph Young reporting.
Thanks, Steph.
Just last month, teaching fellow in French Jack Schrupp launched a new protein supplement company called Drink Wholesome. An avid Nordic skier, Schrupp started formulating his own protein powders during his senior year of college. According to the product's website, Drink Wholesome makes the healthiest protein powder from real foods with no additives. Sounds amazing. Here's live reporter Remy D. St. Phal with the story.
Thank you. Throughout his skiing career at Williams College, Schrupp struggled to find protein supplements without additives. This sparked his interest in developing protein powders consisting solely of real foods. Over the past 6 months, after learning that others were interested in this product, Schrupp sourced ingredients and found a manufacturer. He weighs in on his experience.
It all started with me in a blender and a lot of really bad preparations. Over time, many iterations later, it started to taste really good. So it was at that point that I decided to reach out to entrepreneurs that I knew, into connections in the food industry, just to get a little bit more insight into what it takes to start a company, a viable company, and what I could expect. And once I felt confident with my own ambitions and my own product, I started to source ingredients. So making lots of phone calls, working with suppliers all over the country, and a few internationally.
Schrupp's primary challenge during this process was finding and creating the right mixture for his protein powder, as the absence of additives made it more difficult to produce a smooth texture. After finding the perfect combinations and preparing the packaging, he released 2 flavors of protein powder, peanut butter coconut and mocha, on his website.
I don't think today, in today's food market, there's an overwhelming number of options. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But I have so many other flavors I'd like to release and different products. I hope to release a vegan protein powder soon. So both of my flavors now, the 2 flavors, mocha and peanut butter coconut, they're both unreal, but they're not vegan. They both have egg whites in them. So I'm hoping to make a chickpea, or I have developed a chickpea-based protein powder, and I'll release it. I feel like I'm ready, and I'm also going to release a matcha protein powder flavor. There aren't many of those. Big fan of matcha. It's like green tea, and so that's coming soon. So who knows?
As a house counselor in Stewart House and varsity Nordic skiing coach, Schrupp admits that although he does not actively promote his product to the Andover community, some of his students have discovered Drink Wholesome. As a member of the varsity Nordic skiing team, Maya Tang, 23, has learned about the company through other members of the team. Even though Luis Placido Geronimo, 21, resident of Stewart House, vaguely recalled seeing boxes of Schrupp's product in his apartment, he was surprised to learn about Drink Wholesome.
Skeptical, definitely, since I know Schrupp in real life. But when I went through the website and I looked through it, he had a lot of enticing things, especially the whole all natural stick he has going on. I think that's definitely, I don't love artificial stuff, so I'll definitely try it out. Seems like a good idea.
Schrupp believes that his products appeal to a variety of different tastes.
What's my spirit protein powder flavor? Well, I'm gonna say mocha is my spirit protein powder flavor.
When asked to match Schrupp's personality with one of the flavors of his products, students came up with different responses.
No, he went all scripts. He missed all three. So just play that one and we can just finish it.
I faced or met a lot of overwhelming support and enthusiasm from some of the boys in the dorm and some of the kids on the ski team. Those are the folks that know about what I do. I don't know if any of my students know that I do this. To them, I am just a French teacher. I'm not out here to convince the world to drink protein powder. There are a lot of reasons why one would drink protein powder. But for those of you that out there that do drink protein powder, I think you should take a close look at the ingredient label. Think twice about what you're putting in your body, because most protein powders have a lot of additives, which are really just highly processed derivatives of real food and highly processed foods. There's so much research out there that shows that highly processed foods can lead to an increased risk of chronic diseases like, but they're not good for you, and so I think we should eat as many real foods as we can, and that's why I started this project and why I'm pretty passionate about it. Clean eating, clean labels is, yeah.
This is Remy D. St. Phal reporting.
Thank you, Remy.
And last weekend, Andover Chinese Student Association hosted an interscholastic scholastic celebration for the Lunar New Year Festival, inviting other schools such as St. Paul's and Exeter. Students performed in talent shows and gave lively presentations. Thai, Chinese, and Korean food was also served at tables where students from various schools were encouraged to get to know each other. Here is live editor Nina Chupengart with the story.
Thank you. Last Sunday, we went to the Lunar New Year event to talk to some of its organizers, performers, and attendees, and we had a blast. We hope you enjoy our live footage from Phillips Academy's Lunar New Year celebration.
I'm so nervous. Let's do that. Hello, this is live reporter Jason J coming live to you at Kemper Auditorium, where in about half an hour the Lunar New Year celebration event will take place. And this event will take place inviting students from multiple different schools, including St. Paul's, Exeter, various other schools. And the event will start at 11. It will include a talent show, some presentations, and also food from many different countries that celebrate Lunar New Year. And yeah, very excited. Here we go.
3 days before the event itself, the Chinese department hosted its own Lunar New Year celebration, in which all students who took Chinese classes participated in a series of performances. However, the Andover Chinese Student Association, or ACSA, thought that they could do something more, an event that could gather students who celebrated the festival from all over New England to provide a place to recognize this important holiday.
The favorite part was that there were so many people from different schools, like St. Paul's and Exeter, and they all came and they also brought different shows and presentations. That's the thing I was so excited about. And I also appreciated the food very much. We got lots of food. Everybody had a great meal. There was Thai food, Korean food, Chinese food. I love them all. Lunar New Year is not a very widely celebrated holiday among New England boarding schools. Like, for this year, we don't even have a long weekend on Lunar New Year for our school. However, we do have wide representation of Asian students on the campuses of different boarding schools. So that's why we want to host this event, so we all can celebrate the same festival together. The event went quite well. There were times of difficulties, such as when some schools canceled their group of students because of safety concerns and health concerns. And there were times when things were not working out well, like the venue, like the food, but we eventually made it all, and I would appreciate the ACSA presidents and other board members very much. And there are definitely parts that we could improve, such as that we probably want to rehearse the technology better, and we also want to be more organized next time. Unfortunately, according to the current Abbott Fund policy, Abbott Grant policy, we cannot hold it next year because Abbott Grant only gives us a 1-year period. However, as we have created this New England Asian Student Union, we hope that this event will be held in other schools next year and will be sponsored. We'll be helping other schools to make such event happen. We hope that this will be a tradition not just for our Andover campus, non-city, but for a greater representation, a greater audience of all New England schools.
Thoroughly enjoyable. I ate Chinese food.
I really liked it. Thought the food was great. It was really fun. Everyone was super excited and it was a great time.
I mean, all things considered, the Chinese food wasn't that great, but I really appreciate the amount of effort the Chinese department put into this. I think it's a very good idea, although the execution was a little bit... I think it was a good idea.
I thought the Chinese celebration event was really cool. I liked Jason's song. And then I also liked there's an origami station, which I thought was really niche, run by Clay.
It was really nice. They had a lot of nice red decorations, and the food was really good.
Nina Chupengard reporting.
Thanks, Nina. And up next, we are so happy to announce that we're going to have some members of CXL II live on the paper. So if we could just have you guys come in. Gang's back together.
We're back.
Awesome. So how you guys doing?
Great, how are you?
We're chilling. This is a calm interview. This isn't some big paper thingy. Anyways, so for our viewers who probably don't know who you guys are, just like go down the line, say what you did in the paper when you were working with us, and who you are, I guess. So.
Hi, I'm Gigi. I am a former sports editor and big fan of Live. A+ fan.
My name is Tessa. I was president of the Phillipian Volume CXL.
Hey, Tessa.
All of the eyes.
My name is Kelly. I'm a former layout and illustration editor.
And I'm Samson. I was a video associate and executive digital editor of 6LII.
Awesome. And just so you know, Samson made Live. So, I know we're not exactly in the newsroom. We're in the side room called Stu Pubs, Student Publications. But how does it feel to be back? Kinda weird.
It feels like we're just leaving. Our blue card access just got shut off this
week. Really?
Oh,
yeah, our blue cards don't work anymore.
Oh.
So tough. Damn. I'm guessing since this has technically been joint week, you guys have been in and out of the newsroom a lot. She shook her head.
Well, not me, because it's only you gets to be around for joint week.
That's not true. Okay, joint week last year was just trial by fire. They were just we had like a 30-minute meeting. They were just like, okay, do your thing. And I mean, there's some merit to that.
Am I supposed to be around?
There's not really any protocol for it. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
You're not the only one asking. I was
It's fine. Yeah, I know. I was making an effort to check in. I feel like all the new editors know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Okay, well, I guess aside from upper management, for people who haven't been around, how does it feel like to have so much free time now?
I really don't know what to do with it. I have been talking a lot with Alexandra, who's the former executive editor, and she's like, I have every hour of the day planned out of things that I couldn't do while I had Phillipian, and so she's been keeping herself rather busy, but I've been sitting in my room a lot. But hey, it's in my room.
It's nice to have free time.
It's weird to be able to sleep for more than 5 hours.
Oh?
My body's like, that
should not be happening.
I feel like this is an expose.
That's just not.
It was also my own fault that I wasn't sleeping.
That doesn't sound right.
Okay, needless to say, the experience of Phillipian is different for everyone. So
I was talking to Tessa this afternoon, and she said she was just going through an identity crisis.
Way to expose me.
You did wear your
it's
shirt
weird.
yesterday.
That's true. I don't know. I guess it's weird for me because I've been on the board since my lower year. So it's been been 3 years since I've not had the newsroom.
Were you an editor your lower year?
I was.
Wow. What was it for?
Illustration and layout.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like since I have personally been around for so long, I feel like I know so little about you guys. So it's kind of weird to be interviewing you guys just because, like, I see you in the newsroom, but I don't know much about your experience here. Moving on. What are you guys going to do with the free time?
Right now I'm trying to catch up on work because I was in psychs for a week with pneumonia, bronchitis, and the flu. So this is what the Phillipian does to you.
Don't say that! False advertising.
I'm kidding. I want all of you to quit so I can come back and take over. I don't know.
I can literally already see the headline for clickbait, like Phillipian killed
Phillipian gave me bronchitis.
No, like the Phillipian is legitimately the only thing that has kept me going through like so much. It's so wholesome.
I feel that.
Well,
I have no vocation anymore. Now
I
it's
don't
just
know.
a sports editor, so I can't imagine what you guys are feeling.
I don't know. I'm excited to paint. I don't know.
Oh,
we'll see.
well, speaking of wholesome questions,
nice transition.
we were gonna ask you a question about that anyway, so let's just jump right into it. Can somebody here like explain what painting the tiles is? I know it's a little tradition. Tessa.
I'm the only one who's painted before.
Yeah.
No, I have done it. I did it last year. I was an editor.
Did you put your name down? Isn't that bad luck?
Well, I guess it was bad luck because I mean
bronchitis.
Yeah.
Flu.
But basically, at the end of board's tenure, all of the editors and UM members paint their names and messages on the walls. They used to kind of try and hold it back a little bit, like, oh, just put it places where we can paint over if we ever move the new. That has been completely disregarded. It's everywhere. It's on the tables, it's on the walls, it's on the ceiling tiles. It's great. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess speaking of the newsroom, what's your favorite memory? I told you it was gonna get cheesy, so just roll with it.
I fell asleep on the couch once.
Only once?
That was
really exposing.
I don't know. I feel like anyone on UM like can't criticize others for falling asleep in the newsroom because I know like at least Juna and I definitely took naps. There was like
we
times
also
when,
took
like
naps.
I feel like
No,
Andrew maybe
that's
did
not
the
what I meant. I didn't mean like, wow, geez, you sleep on the couch so often. I meant we all sleep on the couch.
No, it's like there are so many times like I was just like I feel like Andrew probably doesn't or Ali.
I feel like
I
Andrew
can't
would
see
sleep
them.
in a chair. His chair.
Andrew's throne. Andrew, yeah, that's.
Did I share Bianca?
It's always gonna be.
I tried to sit in that chair once, and it just rejected me. It really is like true like King Arthur shit. Like if you are chosen for the chair, it'll accept you.
It accepts me. Does that mean that I'm right for the job? Can I be rehired?
Are you?
Yeah, I sat there for like 2 hours when you guys were doing your UM deliberations, and Andrew comes in, and I swear he had a heart attack when he saw me sitting in his chair. Like his face turned red. He was like, "What do I do now?
Where do I go?"
But yeah.
Well, damn. Speaking of the newsroom again, and speaking of your role on UM and being editors, I guess what's your most proud accomplishment?
Bathtub break.
Oh
What?
god. Do you want to explain that for people who don't know what that is?
So cutouts were a historical thing in sports, but they had been sort of disbanded because of the time and effort it takes to like trace around every single person and get like the ball and make it an action shot. But I am highly, highly passionate about cutouts.
Yeah.
And so for the commencement issue, as I was doing the layout, I managed to convince Tessa that it would be a really, really great idea to do cutouts of all of the people who wrote their athlete reflections. And for the most part, it was fine. They were like runners and like soccer players, so it's fine. But then Rick Ono, who is a lovely former CXL sports editor, wrote a really sweet athlete reflection. What?
Continue. CXLI, was he your editor or was he the...
Oh, sorry, CXLI. Sorry. David was going like this, and I was like, do you want me to like bounce or something?
Okay, this is what happens behind cameras, folks.
And he played water polo, and so doing the cutout for that was a little bit more challenging because at first I just took his like torso and like left everything under the water, and the test was like, that looks so weird. So we gave him like a little splash, and we cut out all the little like water droplets. So it looks, but the way we ended up cutting it out, it looks like it's in a bathtub and you're just seeing the top part. But then Alexandra threw a fit because she doesn't like fun things, and she. Alu, I love you. This isn't about you. It's about the fact that you hate cutouts. Sorry. And she wanted to cut out all the fun, splishy aspects of bathtub brick, which started a protest and a Slack campaign.
We have a Slack emoji of bathtub brick now.
Yes. He is an important part of the newsroom. I think there are 17 different bathtub bricks posted around the newsroom, tacked or taped. He's really become a fixture, and so we're planning on repainting the sports ball that says Itnade Redrum. I don't know what the other thing is. But I'm thinking a full-size bathtub brick, but just painted. But I can't paint, so...
This is the illustration editor. What are you were my illustration editor.
But yes. Oh, and then we were inspired by bathtub brick for the water polo senior spread this year to make bathtub spread. Which was the highlight of my career, and I'm just very proud of it, and I can't believe I didn't win a Scholastic Award for it. But check it out, it's October. Subtle plug.
Alright, anyone else want to talk about proudest achievements? All on you, Tessa.
Oh, I was pointing at Kelly.
I think one night on Wednesday night when everyone was writing an editorial about our friends who had left Andover, I managed to stay there and talk to them, and I convinced Juna to let me do an illustration for the whole board editorial. I don't know, that made me really happy that I was able to do that for everyone.
Awesome. That's so sentimental.
So, is there one thing that you guys wish you could do or would have followed up on?
Plenty of things.
I think in general, I just would have asked anyone and everyone more questions about everything, because everyone is just so dedicated and really knows their craft like really, really well. Like Gigi and her cutouts, and Neil, who is very passionate and supportive of just everything.
Yeah, I think some of the coolest like future-looking things I think have come from this next board that's taken over now. So like Digital Week, honestly, like the coolest part of that. So Digital Week was a week where we published half of our articles digital exclusive, and before that we had I had gone around to all these sections and asked for their ideas. And I think what was most exciting about that was not that like we had planned it, but like all the new ideas that the editors had or the associates then had, and they're now editors, and it's now it's their paper, right? And now these are the ideas that they're taking on. And then things like digital things as well, right? That was a digital thing also, but things like the visual boot camp that's being planned now, right? Like that's not something that I ever really had the time or the outreach. Like I wasn't really in a position to do that, but that's something that is like hugely exciting, right? It's a lot of things that like I wanted to work towards. So yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. I think is just this new board and all the exciting things that they'll do.
I guess the biggest regret that I have is that I didn't spend more time with all the other sections. My goal before the turnover was to hit every section and make an appearance, and unfortunately they did not accept Latin translations for multilingual, so I was a bit out of luck there. And digital wouldn't let me press the upload button, so I have to figure out something else to do before the end of the year. But I think that the best thing is like getting to learn from other people, and late nights in the newsroom. We've had a lot of really fun discussions just sitting around that big table, and I think that when everyone's a little bit sleepy and a little bit tired, like the fun stuff comes out. And so, not like in a bad way, but people are a little bit more free with like their opinions and talking, and I feel like we've had a lot of really good political, social, and philosophical discussions that I don't think you can get anywhere else.
Awesome. So, a bit of a fun question here. So, what is the quirkiest question you've been asked on an interview or an application, if you guys remember?
That we've been asked?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys all became editors at UM at some point.
Oh
so you
yeah,
had
like
to
through
fill
all
out
the layers. This is true. I can do one that is still a thing for the digital applications. This is a very technical one, but like is HTML a programming language? And this is something that like, all right, it's very specific. Right? HTML is like, okay.
Samson, how
Wait, okay. So HTML is like, it's the code for a website, right? So it's straight up just like image, and then paragraph, and div, right? So it's like very clearly not a programming language. But everyone in the digital section swears that it is a programming language. I like out of spite at this point, and they keep it on their application, so that's mine.
We had to take pictures and make memes of my editors when I was an associate. I love this. And I think probably the greatest thing was when I was a writer and then a staff writer applying for positions. It was just like take a picture of the person without them knowing. But we went up to our editors last year and we said you have to take a picture of Andrew Cohen without him noticing and then make a meme out of him. And I think Andrew's Timothy is one of the most meme-worthy people in the newsroom just because he's such an icon. And so it was such a pleasure for me to get to read the sweeps, and that's ultimately how we made our decision.
Were you very serious?
That was sarcasm. I'm sorry, most people can't tell it apart. But I feel like I just have to have like a card I hold up. Yes, that was sarcasm.
I feel like a lot of sections do stuff like that. I know when I first applied to illustration, I think the last question is that you had to draw your associates. So you had to draw caricatures of your associates. And I actually hadn't been illustrating that long, so I didn't know either of them particularly well. So I was going off of their directory photos, which was awful because I didn't have a better frame of reference. Which is awful because everyone has terrible directory photos.
I drew Amy off of her like blurry Instagram profile picture. She
had
had
a
a
private
private
account
account and I didn't follow her. And I also drew the wrong Zora for my application.
I remember this!
I don't know. I wasn't an associate for a very long time.
Yes, this is why you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shade. It comes out.
Well, since this is actually one of the questions that are on an application, I'm going to ask you it right now. So just brace yourselves for a quirky question. If you could be a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
What application is this on?
Associate. Yeah. I had to do that one. I don't remember what I said.
This is not on. I've never answered that question. I feel like I would have remembered.
You have.
What vegetable?
I think I said I was cauliflower because it's very uptight and sometimes can be a little bit prissy, but then as soon as like you get it to warm up, it gets really soft and emotional. And
why is that so deep?
And it's also kind of like it can be fine on its own, but it's always like 10 times better when you put it with other sauces and like things because everything's better with company. So that's why I'm cauliflower.
Such a high bar. What are we gonna say now?
I don't want to follow that.
Pass.
I don't know.
Steven says speed it up, so
I don't know. I'm passing this to Samson. I don't know.
Yeah, tomato or just tomato.
Just cause.
Let's go with Chinese broccoli. I saw that on like a Chinese restaurant's menu once, and I still don't know what it is.
Chinese broccoli.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah.
Always looking to discover yourself. I love it.
I say lemon. I know it's not a vegetable, but I identify with lemons. I don't know.
Why?
What are your lemon selfies?
No,
what is the story?
That's it. I don't know.
Alright, we've been
She's
censored.
zesty and full of life. And sometimes.
Why do you have to attribute meaning to
This is
How are you so good at this?
This is a personal question. You're supposed to reflect your character through a vegetable.
I don't know. I was just very big on lemonade as a kid.
Alright,
Well,
stop
roasting. Stop roasting.
No, this is positive. Like the skin can protect it, but once you get to know it, you realize it's so flavorful and full of life and really inspires and colors the rest of the world.
I've determined that everything you say has to be a metaphor of something.
It is. Life is a metaphor.
It is. Or it's a simulation, but don't get me into that.
Alright. So I know we told you guys we were gonna play a game on the show.
You did not tell us this.
Yes. Bianca told me.
I was okay.
Okay. So
I guess I'm the favorite.
We brought whiteboards, and if you could take one and pass it down, that'd be great. And we have markers. Okay. Anybody want a specific color?
Blue.
Blue. Just purple. Green.
It's like,
Red.
Ooh, nice catch.
All right. Colt Simpson.
Writing names, use black. black.
I see math.
Don't, you're writing names, use black.
Writing names use black?
All right,
Don't
fine.
write names in red.
That's how you
Don't
go
write
about
names
your
in
name. Okay,
happening?
so we're gonna do most likely / like who would be most likely to out of all of you.
Ooh.
All of us.
Ooh.
You four.
Okay.
Well, because nobody who's watching is gonna know anyone else.
Oh god,
Fair.
okay.
Alright.
Most likely to become a tomato.
Okay.
Solid question.
So this is a little pertaining to live, but who would be the best and worst news anchors on the live show? Go. All right, I'm giving you 10 seconds. All right, ready?
No.
Okay, I just,
No.
All I wrote was best and worst. Please write slower.
I'll erase and rewrite.
Rude. Okay, ready?
No. No.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Are these like?
Wait. Why
what
do
did
you
they
say
say?
worst Gigi? I said best Gigi.
I said best Gigi. So quick.
Overridden.
Gigi, you want to talk about
No, no,
who
I
had
did
the sports segment for us?
Explain. Elaborate.
Also,
this is wrong.
the best.
What? You haven't been on
Okay,
set.
mine is literally
Whoa.
yours flipped.
I said Samson would be the worst, not because he's not a great host, but because he like created this whole thing. So I feel like if he were talking, he'd be like, "You're doing that wrong," and like talk about like trying to fix all the technical stuff while he's anchoring.
Oh my
That's
Lord.
true. He was a guest and he was back there trying to.
Yeah. Okay, everybody erase their boards. Fast. Okay,
Why did you think Gigi would be?
All right, next question. Upper management and an editor's assassin. Who would die first?
Wait, hang on. Say that again.
Who would die first?
Who would die
If we're
first?
playing assassin, who would die first?
Playing assassin? What does playing it? Wait.
Oh.
Sam, you know what to write.
Well, I think Kelly, because she's
outed.
Just too sweet. No, Kelly just narrates everything in her life with sound effects. She's not stealthy enough for that. True, I would.
Okay. All right. Who do you think has or is most likely to hide something in the ceiling tiles or anywhere in the newsroom?
Wait. No, this is only.
No, this is only people who are
Here.
here. So they are here.
Margot and Ross. For context, Margot and Ross are editors.
They left hummus up there for months.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They left chocolate hummus
so
in the
gross.
ceiling
For like
Wait,
6 months.
Elaborate. When was this?
This
From
was
like April of last year
yeah.
to this October.
This was during commencement season when we were spending hours upon hours in the newsroom and something smelled awful and we found
Chocolate?
Chocolate hummus in the ceiling.
Oh wait, that's what that was.
Yeah.
And then it sat out in the newsroom for like a week or
Yeah.
like more.
Worst thing, the
Nasty.
only thing I've ever found that was worse than that is we found a cheese stick once that was so old that it was hard, and we like cracked it
It
on a
snapped in
table.
half. That
It
is
like no, it didn't
gross.
snap. It shattered. It was awful.
Aside from perishables and food, has anyone ever left anything in the time like the ceiling tiles besides that?
Oh, the hit list.
The hit
What?
list.
What? The hit list?
We sound like
Your
such
hit.
a cult.
Expose.
Oh my Lord.
When upper management was transitioning over last year, like people will leave Easter eggs in the ceiling, and so that they'll like stick a corner out. So like if you're just happening to look at the ceiling, you'll notice that there's a piece of paper sticking out. And one day I pulled it out, and it was like number 1, Gigi. Oh, fun! And then there's like number 2, Juliet. Number 3, Olegit. Number 4, like Tessa. Continues on and on. We're like, what is this? Like,
What is
is
this
this some
list?
kind of hit list? It was a list of all the blondes in the newsroom.
And we spent so long trying to be like, what is the like? What's the order? What's the pattern?
And like most of the people who were on the list ended up getting for some reason. Like Margot was on it, even though she's not really a blonde. And I was like, is this like the potential like draft or like whatever? But it just turned out it was the blondes.
Oh damn. And last question. This one's a good one. So get ready. Most likely to come back as a faculty advisor for the Phillipian in 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Whoa, wait, this is like.
This is a thought. This is a thought question.
Yeah.
This is the
That's a
last
hard
one.
one.
I was having fun.
GG. Alright, take your time. I'm gonna count to 3, and then you guys are all gonna turn over your board.
Take your time. I'm counting to 3 though.
Alright, ready?
No, I haven't finished.
Doesn't sound like writing to me.
Okay, ready?
No.
Thank you for your commentary, Do Yang. 3, 2, 1. This was not planned, I swear. I promise. I think we all know why.
Since it's like it's not going right, I need to come back.
There's so much. It's such an amazing place, and I enjoy. I don't know. I feel like I've always had like I've been kind of like had an outsider role a little bit. I was like when I was on UM. I was like I came in. I was kind of always in like a guiding. Like after live, it was like it was very much like I don't know. I was always trying as much as possible, like be like guiding figure more than like directly doing one, and like really just like I don't know. I think that's just something that would really appeal to me. It's kind of been like my role, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy working with all these amazing people and things. So.
Well, on a sentimental note, any advice for us? Oh, that's kind of true though.
Wait, what?
Gandalf.
Like the,
Oh,
yeah.
I have one more fun question. You guys who can list like the most inside jokes that they remember?
Can list them.
Starting like okay. Now go.
Oh my goodness.
Last question.
I just can't write fast.
Moly, Gigi, that is such a long list.
You said inside jokes.
Alright, I'm giving you guys 10 more seconds.
Hold on.
I can't.
Alright.
No.
5.
No.
4. 3.
So just have my name.
2.
My name.
1. Okay. Show it. Gigi. Gigi.
Half of yours are snacks.
That's a long. Alright.
You do.
Does anybody want it?
What?
I'm just.
The first thing I got too.
Hey.
It's just like Simpsons a joke. We already talked about bathtub rain.
Oh,
Dude.
you also had other blonde. Yeah. We both had Ghost of Paul Revere.
Ghost of Paul Revere.
Yeah.
Huh?
Tinge.
Oh my lord, that's when people would hear music outside of Paul Revere.
I can tell
the
Paul Revere
is haunted. Okay, fine.
So
quick. You have to make this quick.
Can you dim the lights? This is a ghost story.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
We can unplug. No.
So, a long time ago. Joking. Sorry. This is why I would be a horrible anchor. Thank you, Samson. The PGs and Paul swore that it was haunted by the ghost of Paul Revere. They're like, we don't know what's going on, but every night we hear this like melodic, like kind of creepy whistling outside, but we can't tell where it comes from. And then one day, we see this figure just like walking in the moonlight in a long white dress, and they totally freaked out. And they thought the Illuminati were involved because slowly a packed car rolls up, the door opens. The door closes, the ghost disappears, and they're like, holy shit, what's going on? Sorry, holy shoot.
Nice save.
This is live TV, this is not late night. And so everyone was so scared. And then it happened that was Spirit Week, and it was Decades Day, and Miss Tessa here was dressed up in a long chiton, which is the feminized form of a toga in Greek culture, in case you were wondering. So she was wearing a long white chiton, and will you give an example of your whistling? If you heard this at midnight, in the moonlight, would you be scared? I would. And so the PGs were freaking out. They were like, what is this place? And it was just Tessa the whole time.
Yep.
You're both.
Wait, can I ask an extra question?
Okay.
Who can draw the Phillipian P the best?
From memory?
What?
Yes, this is becoming like a game show.
I love this happening every old
Alright. I'm putting a timer for what, 30 seconds, should we say?
Oh, wait.
I think Tessa just asked this question so she could prove how
No,
good she's
no,
a drawing.
I forget. This is really hard. There's so many weird little details on it, actually.
Is there a reference photo that you can compare our results to?
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like
I lost my laptop sticker.
Shira, is there a chance
I
you
don't
can pull
remember
up
what
a
the
Philippian
front of
game?
it looks like.
Wait, on the show.
Yes.
So,
Ah, God, I can't.
this is so hard.
All the mics are still on, guys.
It's okay. Gigi, are you cheating? She's putting it up on the monitor. No, this whole
Yeah,
part
no,
is
you
just
can't
draw
do
from
that.
memory. No, don't pull it up, don't pull it up. Don't look at the monitor. Don't look. Gigi, you're cheating, I see it. I'm nearsighted, I can't even read it.
I don't remember what the front of it looks
Ooh,
like.
wait.
Oh.
Rude. Okay.
All right, it's almost been a minute. Are we ready?
Oh, it is. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, mine does not. Mine is not.
So sad.
Sad.
Here's the P for reference. Ready?
No!
You guys won't be able to see it. Just don't look.
Well, they don't even see it.
Gigi,
Shira, put it up already. Shira.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is the
I can't
best I'm
see
doing.
it.
I can't. Oh, are you doing like the old version?
All right, ready?
Oh, Tessa's definitely wins.
She
My
is definitely
word.
winning.
Tessa-
It's been a
Tessa
minute, 30
straight up
seconds,
just
Tessa. Turn
destroyed
it
us.
around. Ready?
Oh,
Three.
no, this isn't that.
Three.
This is definitely way off.
3, 2, 1.
This is the old version.
Kelly's
is pretty nice. It's like it's a cool style. It's not the
It looks like the old like the.
There's been so many actually. We've had a few different. Yeah.
I tried. I just remember these like flary.
Yours looks like a
things.
chicken. Tessa just wanted to prove yes. In fact, she was.
I called it. All right. Well, any last notes? Any pieces of
questions for us?
advice? Surprise. Well, you guys can ask each other questions.
Every single person behind the camera just is doing this right now.
All right.
Party advice. Take care of the paper. Take care of each other. Take care of
We're
yourselves.
proud of you.
We love
We
you.
love you guys.
And
You guys
I'm
are
always
amazing.
on call. I have no life. I'll write sports articles if you need.
Same here.
Okay then. Well, with that, we'd like to say thank you and we love you so much. Like so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for playing games with us tonight. I think it was more fun for us watching you guys make fun of each other than it was for you guys. So, anyways, this week in the paper. This week was the first issue, volume CXL III, the Phillipian 16th full paper of the school year. In news, learn more about the Phillipian board turnover last week to learn more about CXL III and their plans for the paper's future. In commentary, Christy Wei, class of 21, addresses the racism towards Chinese people brought on by the coronavirus epidemic. In sports, read about wrestling co-captain Marisol Nugent, class of 20, who was one of the top wrestlers in New England for her weight class and a major advocate for women's wrestling. In arts, Soman Vermani, class of 22, reviews April is in My Mistress's Face, a magical by Thomas Morley.
As always, if you're interested in Philippian Live or the Philippian as a whole, come find us in the newsroom or visit our website to join. Anyone can sign up to be a writer for any section of the print paper or be a reporter on Philippian Live and go on air to present your segment. If you're more interested in video, graphics, or live production, we'd love your help as well. Go to philippian.net/join or email at philippian.net for more information.
And I think that's all for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching the show. This is Bianca Rodriguez Pagano.
This is Claire Cahill.
Stay classy,
Stay classy,
PA.